Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing marvellously well. It's 11 a.m. on a lovely, it's not summer officially, but yesterday was 91 degrees, which I don't remember the centigrade, Fahrenheit conversion. I've been here too long, but needless to say, it was bleeding hot. It was, as Phil would say, our old engineer, hotter than a snake's ass. Which I don't know how hot that is, but apparently it's very hot. Oh, yeah. Ken is dropping you a hint, Eric.
We have the cable?
You have the cable, so why is it not plugged in?
I will start doing it now.
He's going to start doing it now, Ken.
People would not remember.
You're hoping people would remember. We got the cable.
But we have the cable.
Karen says it's hot today or getting there, which is true because Karen is my neighborito. As you know, she popped over the last time, which was fun. Good day, says John. Hey, John. Hey, Lethe. Ericam is coming. Addy, yes, the Ericam is coming. Who else do we have? Luminous Brilliance, Blue Wave Dave, Sven, Sheila. Hi, Sheila. How are you? Neighborito, yeah. Chris, hey Chris, hey Dave, hey Ed Kraus, hey Paul, hey Mark, hey Principal Audio, hey Bill Hawkins, and Eric Yoke today. Eric Joke or Eric Yoke? Talking of yokes, where's my yoke?
What's a yoke?
Eric just said, what's a yoke?
I don't know what that is yet. Never heard it.
Oh my goodness. He works with me, for me, whatever you want to say, with me, and he doesn't know what a yoke is. That's it. I can't take it anymore. Eric, see that photo over there? What is that?
Oh, of the plane, the cockpit of the plane.
Okay, what's the thing in the middle that you hold with your hands?
The steering wheel?
Steering wheel. That is a yoke.
That's a yoke.
That's how you fly a plane. Remember, I had a yoke. Where is it? Where's my yoke?
That is right. It might be behind the console.
Might be behind the console. My yoke is missing.
You know what's weird is when I first saw that, I thought it was
Can't take a yoke?
kind of like a toy. It just seemed
That's a yoke. That's from a plane.
that's a real.
That's from a plane, yes. Yes. My brother-in-law is a aeronautical engineer. Very posh way of saying he repairs and rebuilds planes. But yes. So I have pieces of planes around. Yes, it's a yoke. Anyway, I think we should get on and get off this topic of yoking. It's just a yoke to you, but to me, it's a steering wheel for a plane. Okay. First up, can you switch screens, please? Have you switched the screen?
I have, yeah.
Okay. First up is Mark Bennett. So today we have 6 collaborations we're going to do. We're going to work in reverse order with the collaborations, and then we're going to have 4 regular mixes after that. Well, not regular mixes, but in 4 mixes of providing multi-tracks. But we are going to go in reverse order here. First up is Mark Bennett. And Mark says, hey friends, love to share in this collaboration forum. And thanks to everybody that got in and did these collaborations. We have 6. We'll keep doing these, so keep collaborating. I believe Eric said that there's other people who had posted in there that hadn't yet had any interaction with people to kind of get it going. So please get in there and help collaborate together. Collaboration, Crusty Nation. Okay, love to share in this collaboration forum my debut solo EP title track because my friend and fellow Academy member, Henning Opperman, lent his incredible bass playing skill to this project. Love it. In addition to that, Henning was and still is a wonderful and most trusted sounding board for my work. This is not our only collaboration. I have made many wonderful friends in the Academy and learned a ton from so many of you and still am. This song, this EP, is just a wonderful example of one way that many of us find like-minded artistic connections that can fuel and enhance our work. This collaboration is even an example, like many of us have, of collaboration across continents. I'm in the US, but he is in Germany. It will always be one of my favorite examples of how beautiful a collaboration can be. To add wonderful to add another wonderful layer to this collaboration, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Warren was kind enough to review my EP mixes and provide invaluable and timely feedback before I made the final tweaks and sent them to be mastered. Yes, Mark and I did one-on-one calls, which you can book. Just email eric@producelikeapro. Thank you, Warren. On our one-on-one session gave me perfect guidance and confidence to release these songs into the world. Excited to rehear. Here it is. It is I Will Let You Go by Mark Bennett, with Henning Opperman playing bass. It's really fantastic, Mark. I hadn't heard it since we did the one-on-one. I think I only have one tiny comment. Have you mastered it since? Did you master it or did somebody else? Love to know. Mark, are you here? Are you here? It's a little harsh in the high mids. It's a little bit aggressive in the 3 to 5K area. When the electrics come in on the chorus, it just is a little abrasive. And I know when we were working with the mixers, we weren't working with the master. So I think you said you've already released it. And don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, nothing. It just is a little bit aggressive in that area. I'm very tempted to just grab. I'm not sure if you mastered it or you had somebody externally master it, but I'm a little tempted to, just grab Oak Sound and. Yeah, I'm putting a bit of a Band-Aid on it there, but yeah, just a little bit. It's just in those guitars, it just gets just a little bit, just needs to be tamed ever so slightly. I think it's a mastering thing. Might be just that little boost on the high mids, it's just a little tiny bit aggressive. I don't recall thinking that way when we were reviewing the mix together. So it's probably on the mastering process, unless you did add something additional on the master bus. Just a tiny bit of taming, because my first reaction was when those guitars came in, oh, Mark's not here. Oh, that's a shame. But yeah, that would be pretty much my only thing. It's just to get in there and just tame those high mids ever so slightly. But otherwise, an absolutely beautiful, first of all, a beautiful song, great performances, love the drum sounds, the vocals are incredible. It's a really well-produced, it's a great song. We have so much talent in here, it's ridiculous. And yeah, bass playing's wonderful, Henning. Mark, thank you ever so much for sharing that. You know what I'm going to ask? Can you please, pretty please, send these multi-tracks to Eric so we can put them up? I think people would love to mix this. It's a wonderful song. I mean, maybe I'm pushing my luck. I'd love a 20-minute breakdown of your mix on it. That would be insane. A video of the mix with the multi-tracks. Please. That's a wonderful song. If I'd written and produced that myself, I'd be very, very happy. Very happy. I think it's, it's really fantastic. It seems like everybody else enjoyed it. Mark, really, really wonderful work. We have so much talent in here, and everybody collaborating is huge. All right, next up, we have Dale. Great work, Mark. Great work, Henning. Dale says, this is my first submission of any kind on Plap, and I've been here roughly 18 months now. I actually have at least 3 songs that are collaborations with other Plap members. However, this is the only one where we are collaborating on a song on the songwriting itself. Lovely. How this all happened, I was asked to produce a powerful ballad by a singer I work with, Kel Ray. I was given the chords, vocals via a demo, and then remade everything from scratch. I was sharing the mix around and asking for advice, and originally ended up with an uninteresting but fine guitar solo by myself. Then Michael Garding decided he would have a jam over it and send me the results. As soon as I heard it, I couldn't hear the song another way. Michael is ridiculously talented. And absolutely wonderful that you pointed out. Another Plapper member, Bruce, supplied the string arrangement. He has the best collection of samples and sounds on Plap, which sits underneath certain parts of the song, especially the intro. They are night and day compared to the synth strings I had earlier. Wonderful. And the final master of the song was done by yet another Plapper member, Kat. Hey, Kat Aquino. Kat came down. We worked with Toto on Saturday and did a writing and recording session and did 2 songs and Plap. It was a Plap event if ever there was, because, of course, Steve Magora was there playing keyboards and singing. And then the rest of the Toto members, we had Sput on drums, Robert Sput Seawright on drums, and Dominic Xavier on keys and vocals as well, both of whom are phenomenal. And then, of course, my good friend John Button, who's currently the Who's bass player, was playing bass, and I play guitar. And Kat was engineering. She was running Pro Tools. So well done, Kat. Kat is very talented and a great member of our community. And I love being able to involve her and any other Plap members that we can. Kat came down when we did the Daryl Thorpe masterclass, as did Karen, and they both ran Pro Tools as well with Daryl Thorpe. It's a wonderful experience to have our members hang out in these rooms, you know, because with Kat and the Toto guys, we were in the Village, as we were in the Village with Daryl Thorpe as well. So pretty amazing, pretty darn amazing. And anyway, getting back to it, Dale says, here's a link to the song. Michael's sax solo starts at 2:35. I've never mixed sax before. Michael did a little bit on his end and added his own reverbs. I'm not sure how well I did. I'm sure they're wonderful. So this is going to be interesting to listen to. Very exciting.
So here I am again, lost with my own thoughts, thinking of unknowns. Here again, my mixed realities clouded in front of me. Here again, living a world that feels like I've always known. Again, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. So here I am again. My friends, they all told me that you give in easily. Here again, you leave too much open, then you are broken. Here again, living a world that feels like I've always known. Again, again. Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu.
I really like this. I get a little kind of Kate Bushy at moments. I'm a huge Kate Bush fan. Anybody knows me will know that. So I'm going to look for things that I like in Kate Bush things in stuff I like. Let's listen to one more section here.
You leave too much open, then you are broken here again. Living a world that feels like I've always known. Again, again. Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu.
I love all this stuff here. I think this mix is like 99.9% of the way there. So it could be released as is and may already have been. I went back and re-listened because I was thinking about Karen's point. There is more separation, I think, that could be created with the bass and the bass drum or the kick drum, and it's not necessarily because I want it to be like a rock bass thing and have that separation that we're always trying to strive for in bass and kick, where you have the kick underneath. This is a dance track and it has a different kind of kick drum. I think what I want to hear is a little bit more mid on the bass. 350, some 350, some 750, some 850, just a bit more mid there, and get it a little bit out of the way of the kick drums so I can hear a little bit of the movement, a bit of the articulation of the bass.
Then you are broken here again. Living a world that feels like I've always known. Again.
I think it was Karen was making a point about or somebody, I can't remember, I'm sorry, about the bass line not identically following and maybe competing with the kick. I actually think that could be exemplified. I think if there was a bit more nose to the bass, that extra note that's played might actually give it another groove.
Then you are broken here again. Living a world that feels like I've always known.
Yeah, Karen says the kick pushes and the bass resolves. Yeah, I like it. It's got a little bit of a Peter Gabriel thing, which I love. I like that. So I think thinking of like classic Peter Gabriel, early 80s, Sledgehammery, Melt, all of those records, think a little bit more mid-rangey on the bass. The low end's great, but a little bit more so we can hear the part. Because the part's inventive and interesting. Let's hear it. So I think that would be where I would go.
Then you are broken here again. Living a world that feels like I've always known. Again.
I like the line. I like the kick. I like what's going on. I think if you could just bring me some more articulation out of the bass. Peter's saying the kick could be less woolly and modern to let the bass free. Yeah, I think you could experiment with the kick sound a little bit. I don't disagree with that. I think just separating them enough for me, and then it just comes down to taste, I suppose, on the kick. But I'm not disputing what Peter's saying. Maybe experiment with some different kick sounds. But firstly, what I would do is I'd add that mid to the bass so you can hear that the kind of fingers on it a little bit. Yeah, and Karen's saying she likes that kick. So it's one of those things. I think we might be getting a little bit subjective on that, and that's okay. Subjectivity is what creativity is all about, isn't it? But at the same time, I think if there was more articulation on the bass sound, and we heard that beautiful movement and that kind of drop note, as Karen said, the resolve to the line, I think that would be really, really good. It's a great song. It's a great, great song. And I think milking this... I love all that kind of Kate Bush stuff going on there. It's absolutely superb. I might milk it a bit more, like, have those kind of like vocals come up a little bit louder with a bit more ambience and then disappear a little sooner. So there's like, instead of going, it's like, I'm exaggerating, but just like, oh, what is that? Maybe just make a little bit more drama out of it. Otherwise, absolutely superb. What a wonderful song. And you know what I'm going to ask? Can we have the multi-tracks? So you got a new version of Russell's song you're going to load in?
I do.
It's going to do it now. Okie dokie. Load it in. Load that song in, Eric Von Derrickson.
Hello, 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 everyone.
It's Eric Von Derrickson.
Just gotta make space on the USB ports. Okay.
You got the Aerocam going?
I do have the Aerocam up now.
Woohoo!
It is
Aerocam is
officially
going.
up there.
Wow. Now it's all just everything's gonna fall apart now.
I know.
Got the Aerocam going.
That's where it all falls apart. Oh, I'll move these. Now I just gotta get the audio going from my Aerocam. That I gotta figure out. Eric the hair, even though I'm wearing a beanie. But that's just because my hair is absolutely a mess. It's no bueno at all. I need a haircut.
What?
Yeah.
Your hair was looking marvelous the other day. You must have spent ages.
I spent ages trying to get it to look that way. Even Steve, when Steve saw me, he was just like, whoa, your hair's getting big. And I was like, yeah, I gotta get rid of it. Messy hair is a style. That is true.
Is it loaded?
Yeah.
Is it ready to
yeah,
go?
it's ready to go.
We're ready to go. Okay, good. Loaded and ready to go. And is the Aerocam up and running?
It is. They'll see it right now.
Okay. Oh, I need. I need power for my laptop. Power to the people.
No, I'm stuck on
Power to the people right now. All right. Russell says, my mix of John Griffith's song, Garden. Updated, from his original post, a bit about the song. When I lived in the UK, I suffered a lot on and off with depression. I hear you, my friend. When I moved to Aymet, is that right? Sorry if it's not, in the south of France, it all but went away. Supposed stress of running a company and grey days every day did not help. Anyway, about 18 months ago, my dad died with COVID. I'm very sorry to hear that. I could feel the old devil depression driving down the highway to Aymet to greet me once more. Things are a lot better now. Sunlight and the best wine in the world helps. John wrote the song and the lyrics and recorded all the tracks. Russell did mixing and added some production elements. 1, the interlude after the guitar solo. 2, reamped the solo guitar in parallel with the original. Vocoder, number 3, vocoder on talking track. Number 4, vocal harmonies in the chorus. And 5, retracked the bass using MIDI instruments, physical modeling synth. And looks like John said, well, I must say, I bloody love it. Totally different to how I'm mixing it. Most excellent. I'll hide my vocals a bit, though. And then Mike got involved as well. Thank you, Mike. And Dale, and then Russell. And a good collaboration, if ever I saw one. Excellent. Let's check it out.
My life is full of ups and downs. took more than a man should take. My body seems to cry with pain. Get inside. Devils on the highway follow me to hang me. Clouds. The darker ones are more in view. You cannot hide. Devils on the highway follow me to hang me. You left too soon, glad I said goodbye. Day to day, how to what? Wipe a teardrop from my eye. I see you in the garden once again. I wore this heartache like a shroud. All I wanted was to make you proud. You've lost a friend. Devils on the highway follow me to hang me. Lost. A fog descended hard to see. Sleep's the only friend for me. Hold the sheets up high. Devils on the highway follow me to hang me. Mind. Thoughts flow in an open box. Broken toys inside. Devils on the highway follow me to hang me. You left too soon, glad I said goodbye. Day to day, how to what? Wipe a teardrop from my eye. I see you in the garden once again.
I really enjoyed it. I love the progginess. It's funny, I was listening to sort of prog factor of it, you know, that hearing an English voice, a British voice, you know, and then I was thinking that, and then Keith goes, oh, it reminds me of Peter Hamill and Van de Graaff Generator, which is really strange because yesterday morning I had a very long call with a good friend of mine, Paul Tingen, you know, ex-Sound on Sound editor, incredible writer, wrote that book on Miles Davis and does a lot of work. We do a lot of work together. And we were talking about Van de Graaff Generator. We actually want to do an episode on Van de Graaff Generator, Peter Hamill in particular. And I told him I used to be friends with David Jackson, which I don't know if Michael knows. David Jackson was the sax player in Van de Graaff Generator. I haven't spoken to David since I moved here like 25 years ago. But anyway, so that was an interesting reference. And I get what everybody's saying. And yes, I think if the bass... It's interesting, when I heard the bass at the end here, I was thinking, God, if this was fretless, it would be amazing. That dum, you know, like a sleeky fretless bass on this. Is there any fretless bass players in the house? Keith, you're a fretless bass player? Well, Russell's here. I love this. Absolutely love it. So yeah, most of the comments were about the separation between kick and bass guitar, which I don't disagree with. I think a bit of growl on that bass would serve. As Russell said, he was using a MIDI bass, so he's probably restricted with that. You know, not quite obviously as expressive as a performer, but still, you know, it still sounds great. I mean, there you can get away with, you know, murder these days. I think with the guitar solo, my gut reaction when I heard it go down was maybe to affect it a little bit more. I like the sort of frenetic energy of it. It reminds me of some of that, like very late 60s, early 70s, kind of like when soloing started to get, you know, like kind of Holdsworthy, and he started, you know. You started getting those kind of like weird, you know, and I think to sort of exaggerate that, maybe, you know what I would do? I'd do delay tails. So create your own little delay tails. So when he goes, Russell, when he goes kind of like, well, like just create a delay tail off that. So you kind of go, so it's not delaying the whole time. And I think that would take the frenetic energy of it and make a little bit more of a statement, because melodically it's interesting, but it's not like, I'm not gravitating towards a particular melody. So it's almost like a Jackson Pollock painting, isn't it? You sort of, I always thought of Holdsworth as a Jackson Pollock painting. There's like so much frenetic energy and paint going on that when you're watching it, or you're looking at it, I should say, you sort of like just get this idea. I feel like that's what I would do with the solo. Just try some frenetic, kind of delays. Like when it goes, just kind of pick it up. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's some faster runs than that. Just like pick up little pieces and exaggerate that, so you're not focusing on it so much as like a regular guitar solo. You're making it even more artsy. So that's really the things I would do, and maybe a little bit more point to it, a little less kind of squishy, low, middly. But you know, there's also that kind of Fripp neck pickup Les Paul thing that's got going on that. So, you know, there's some of that. I mean, we're talking my language here. I mean, a lot of this kind of stuff I absolutely love. I love Robert Wyatt's voice, for instance. You know, Robert's got that very English, you know, remember his cover of Shipbuilding, you know, we could be shipbuilding. It's like very English and almost folk, you know, in the way it's done. There's that kind of element here. So I'm again going back to Keith's Van de Graaff generator. I think that was a good kind of segue into this sort of discussion. So yeah, I love it. I love the artsiness of it. You know, I'm not worried about the vocal volume. I'm not worried about being a perfect vocal. I feel like all of those things are what makes it special to me. You know, nobody would ever accuse Robert Wyatt of being a perfect vocalist, but his version of Shipbuilding is one of the greatest of greats. What such a powerful, beautiful song. If you guys and girls don't know it, can I actually play Spotify and they can hear it or not?
Yes.
Can? Yep. All right, just for Schnitz and Sniggles. I'm sure half the people here do know it. We're doing a lot of Elvis Costello stuff coming up soon, so I'm sure you know... maybe you don't know Elvis Costello's version, but here's Robert Wyatt's.
Is it worth it? A new winter coat and shoes for the wife bicycle on the boy's birthday. It's just a rumor that was spread around town by the women and children. Soon we'll be shipbuilding.
So what I like about that is this, well, what's not to like about it? First of all, I'm actually quite teary-eyed, to be honest. It was such a beautiful and important song. Anybody that's British will understand why. It was written at a time when, and I never taught politics, but it was written at a time when all of these industries were just being decimated during the 80s. And so shipbuilding was a very big deal. So, but we don't have to get into the politics of it. But the point is it really touched a lot of people's hearts and meant something. But the thing about it is you got the slidey bass, which we're talking about. There's tons of personality from the bass, and there's tons of personality from the vocal. And I think that's what we've got going on in here. Is like we want to make loads and loads of personality. So I think the bass for me, Russell, if you can go back and get that kind of movement, that slinkiness, I think that will give it more personality. Maybe a bit more high mids, as Karen was pointing out, just a bit more personality on that, and have some fun with the solo. Make it a bit more wrong, exaggerate the wrongness of it so it sounds more like a deliberate statement of frenetic energy and a little less blues rock. Do you know what I mean? I like the solo, but it's like 50% frenetic and 50% blues rock. Exaggerate the crazy side of it, and I think you'll have something really special. Great work, gentlemen. I love what you guys did together. Really, really beautiful. And thanks, Keith, for the Peter Hamill Van de Graaff generator comment, which sparked this direction. That's why it's so great doing this and having everybody talk, Yep, definitely the right kind of wrongness. All right, next up is our good friend Addy. Addy's always collaborating like crazy. Here's our wonderful collaboration with our friend Fabio Manuzzi from last year. Fabio, is he here? I've been missing him recently. He came to Berlin about 3 years ago now, before pre-pandemic, when we did the Hansa Masterclass. And it was wonderful meeting him there. So Addy says... he sent me the drums and bass. I added guitars and changed the structure a bit. Then I got inspired to add horns, piano, and via Zoom, we had a wonderful songwriting session. It was wonderful. We immediately had great top lines, and we threw the ball to each other until the song was done. Perfect. Love that stuff. For the drums, our friend Ralph Ostertag. Are you here? Where's Ralph? I miss Ralph. Jumped in and recorded not only in great quality, but with a great sense of musicality. I miss Ralph. He did email me a little while ago. Collaborations are truly wonderful, not only because we have a great time during the calls, but also musically we were able to learn new perspectives and ways to express the same vibe, which shows that creativity is truly limitless. So collab as much as you can. Well said, Addy. What you can hear is a wonderful mix and master. We hope you enjoy the song the same way we do. I imagine this track in a Tarantino movie in the credits for some great gangster movie with a right touch of humor. What do you think? Here you can enjoy the track already on Spotify. All the best, and thanks for your comments, tips, and tricks, Addy and Fabio. Very excited. Here it is.
Did you ever wonder what the world would look like if you stayed together with the ones you love, side by side into the night, out of the mist, side by side? Question what the world is like. You bought yourself some freedom, but the freedom puts you into chains you can't escape. Out of the night, into the mist. 'Cause silence is only good for the dead. We open our eyes, we never look back. No, no, all that you imagined, you can make it happen. Just turn some other pages and walk into a sunny day. Out of the night, out of the mist, into the light. Science is only good for the dead. We raise our voice with no regrets. Oh yeah, science is only good for the dead. We open our eyes, we never look back, never look back, never, never know. Silence is only good for the dead. We raise our voice with no regrets. Oh yeah, science is only good for the dead. We open our eyes, we never look back, never look back, never, never.
I really enjoy this. I'll listen to one section.
We open our eyes, we never look back. No, no, all that you imagined, you can make it happen. Just turn some other pages and walk into a sunny day. Out of the night, out of the mist, into the light.
I think everything I have to say about this, Addy and Fabio, is first of all, it's a beautiful song, great production, elements are all there. I think if I just to surmise everything that I'm going to say, it's just one word: automation. I feel like the snare gets lost in the choruses because it gets crowded, so I want to hear more snare. I mean, I want that to be a little bit bolder between the vocal. I just want that to feel like, you know, you're watching the movie and the sax player's leaning in towards you, you know. It's everything's there. All the parts are there. The song's great. I love the production. It just needs some automation. And you got like that little piano that goes on. Just turn those little moments up and create some ear candiness. I think even most of the compression and EQ decisions are really good. But I think what would take this over the edge, Addy, would just be like automation. Trip Willie 2 saying a little bit more edge. I think that's what it would be, like things coming and going. Peter says the sides could be high-passed a little bit more. Let's go to the end.
Silence is only good for the dead. We raise our voice with no regrets. Oh yeah, science is only good for the dead. We open our eyes, we never look back, never look back, never.
Yeah, I like what's going on there. I like what's going on there. I hear what Peter's saying. It definitely gets a little muddy, low, midly build up on the left and right there. There could be a little bit more definition to make it sound like it's pinned a little bit more. The LCR is a little bit more obvious. So that definitely a little bit more judicious high passing would be useful. I still think it's automation. I feel like the snare could just be louder in that section, and just go in there and make things exciting. Like, have these moments that you've got coming in, these great little production moments, hit people over the head and be like, here it is. Did you hear that? You know, make it great. Excellent. What a wonderful multi-track. Is it available to all the Academy members, Addy and Fabio? Can we have any of the our lovely members mix this? Eric, you've been working on a joke. And where's the Ericam?
It's there.
Is it working? Let's see.
And there's a delay.
There's a delay.
On your
I haven't seen it yet. I don't see 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 it yet. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
It's there. You're not watching live.
What? Something been delayed here?
It's not watching live.
I was. I pressed it. Refreshing. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen. Wait there. Over there. Wait there.
Warren's over there.
There he is. There he is. Do you see him?
I hope they do.
The Ericam. Woohoo! And are we able to hear you?
Oh, audio, of course.
Look at that. Like I was like, what do you mean? You wanted to hear me as well? Totally different lighting because he's got the. I've got a big light up here over me, and then there's all this backlight with these two lights here, and he's actually sitting in front of the door.
Yeah.
So what you see behind is the garden. So yeah, quite different lighting. There we go.
Yeah.
Jerry says we can hear you loud and clear.
Really? Hey, there you go.
He's got like natural backlighting from Mother Nature, like proper backlighting. Yeah, we've had that curtain down now forever, but we didn't have it down for ages, and we used to have the light coming in there. But it meant that it was really difficult to sort of always know what the lighting was going to be when we were filming. But all right, great job. Arthur Labus is up next. The great Arthur Labus. Another person that I was fortunate enough to meet in 2019 in Germany, in Deutschland, in Berlin, and at Hansa Studios, and it was a lot of fun. Arthur is a wonderful, wonderful guy, and did go through some illness stuff a year or two ago, and everybody rallied around and was there being very supportive. That's one of the great things about this community, is that the people in here are really good to each other. Arthur says Rodrigo Pezzotti Quintet, Inward Dream. Rodrigo on composition and guitars. Chris Massa arranged. Synth, space guitar, drum programming. Jesper, hey Jesper, electric violin. Arthur, production, mixing and drum programming. And Fabio, again, mastering. Amazing. Let's give it a listen. You got your joke teed up yet?
I will.
He will. Here we go. I think we're getting quite progtastic, aren't we? I think this is our progtastic week. There's definitely a couple of songs that move into that world. I love this a lot. I think what a lot of people are sort of hinting on is like when it got to the electric violin with that sort of beautiful, almost like Fripp guitar sound, even though it was a violin, which I love. It did seem like it was a long time for a sort of major change. I actually think it's in the guitar part, to be honest. I'm happy with the groove. I just get a little bit tired of the arpeggiated guitar not really going anywhere. And maybe I'm just being me and this is very subjective, but there's like, if I start here and go here. That's a different section there, which is nice. So you got that bam 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 for like the first minute or so. Actually, let's get time up here so we can speak authoritatively. So yeah, like minute 30 of that. That's really, I mean, there's some interesting ear candy stuff happening around here in like the first quarter. And then it sort of stays a little static. I feel like that's all I need. But I love the solo. I love the whole feel of the track. I think it's super, super beautiful. I mean, we're talking about a genre that's close to my heart. You know, many of you heard me say this before, but when Bohemian Rhapsody came out, it was a gateway drug to two distinctly different places. It was a gateway drug into heavy rock, because it had a heavy rock element, and it was a gateway drug into prog, because my dad only listened to classical music and jazz, but here was a song that was classical in nature. So, of course, I embraced my classical roots, but it also allowed me to fall in love with all of the late 60s, early 70s prog I went back and discovered. So I love these two worlds quite dramatically. Yeah, I think that's it. That would be my only comment. Apart from maybe at the top here, there's a little bit of a disconnect on the track. Something's not quite locking. There's something about the groove that doesn't quite lock. Just, you hear the pushes don't quite lock with that. Apart from that, I would just go back and get those pushes to come in, hit with the... That's really the only thing I would change at the beginning. And then just think about it. I'm not saying you have to, but think about maybe, changing the guitar part up, maybe adding a harmony to it, maybe adding something else that's, making sense there, just to add some more interest. Otherwise, I absolutely love it. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, and Arthur, can we have the multitracks? Everybody, can we have the multitracks to these songs? If anybody wants to do breakdowns on the recordings to help each other out and the mixing, that would be amazing. That's what makes us unique. So let's keep that up. All right, I'm going to do one more before we go to Joke of the Day, because this one will be this is Sergio, and this is the last collaboration, and then we'll go to the regular mixes. So Sergio says, "Hi Warren, Eric, and fellow plappers. What we have here is a collaboration we did with two wonderfully talented plappers, Michael Garding on sax and Dan Stenhouse on the banjo guitar. It's actually started as a country song, but we were never truly happy with it, so we took another approach on the arrangement and asked Marvelous Michael to complete it. Marvelous Michael! So much fun and out of our comfort zones. Credits are Ocean Highway, which is Linda Tullis, Sergio Maggi, programming and drums, Andy Tullis, guitar and bass with Michael Garding and Dan Stenhouse. So wonderful. What a wonderful combination of guys and girls. Let's check it out. Great work, Arthur, by the way. I love what you did on that track. And please supply us with the multitracks. All right, here's Sergio and Andy and Linda and Dan Stenhouse.
Hey, won't you have a nice day? I don't you have a nice day? That's what I'd say to him as he turns around and walks away. Into his eyes, saying these words to him. Hey, won't you have a nice day? That's what I'd say to him as he turns around and walks away. Won't you have a nice He turns around and walks away.
Absolutely amazing. I love it. I love how much variety there is. I mean, when that banjo came in, come on, wasn't that exciting?
Into his eyes, saying these words to him. Hey, won't you have a nice day? That's what I'd say to him as he turns around and walks away.
I mean, come on, how eclectic is this? How absolutely eclectic. I don't want to talk about this from a mix perspective because there's things I would do a little different, but subtle things. I would probably get in there and just carve up a little bit more of the low mids sometimes. Gets a little stodgy sometimes, a little glued in the 2 to 400 area, maybe a little bit of cleanup, maybe a tiny bit more high passing here and there. But on the whole, what it is a really super interesting, fun song to listen to, fun song to tap your foot to. Great piece of production that I really, really love. Sergio, if you can make this available to people, if you Andy and everybody and Linda would just allow us to kind of take a stab at mixing this, that would be superb. Please, 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 if that's good, send it to Eric at producelikeapro.com so we can get it up. Absolutely amazing. I love this. Yeah, like I said, maybe just a bit of carving in the low lows and some of the low mids, just for a little bit more space. Gets a tiny bit stodgy. Otherwise, guess what? Erica's going to be up with Joke of the Day. Or Yoke of the Day. Yoke of the Day. Eric, you're up. You're going to do it from there? Wow. So you don't have to move, but the mic's over there. Maybe you should...
I'm going to see if I can get this mic set. Okay. Hold on one sec. Let's see.
Top up my tea.
All right.
Top up my tea.
Let's see if this works. 1 second.
I need my PG tips to function.
That like that. No, that's not working. Hold on. Patience, everyone. Oh no, now this is gonna die. Dang it. I'm just trying to get this sorted to get audio from this Yamaha mixer. that we have here. But it's not working the way I want it to. I don't know why. Do a classic restart. I mean, you guys can hear me from over there. I know that. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, check, check, check. There's a big delay between what I'm doing and hearing it on YouTube. Okay, that's still quiet. Cool. Yeah, it was just restarting the mixer. Oh, great. The receiver's going to die. Amazing. All right, I'm just going to switch over there. We tried. I tried on the audio side. 1 second. Oh, that's not right. Now I got things all switched around. Bear with me, everyone. Main camera. You should be there, like that. And then, oh, that's so weird. Anyways, 1 second. Okay. Now I'm over here. Is this Eric's joke? It might as well be. Yeah. Now I have to figure that out on OBS. I don't know. I guess the cameras are linked. So when I'm trying to change one camera setting to another, it's doing it to the other camera. So yes, Eric on Warren Cam. And I don't know. Probably won't do it from over there in that corner because it's a dim, dark, weird corner. I might start doing it from like over there on the couch. Because there's this really cool software, actually. This helped a ton. For PCs, because the streaming computer is a PC, we have to use a software called Parsec. See if I can find it. Parsec. And it's basically the same thing as, what is it, TeamViewer? It's the same thing as TeamViewer, except it's so easy to connect. It's just super, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. TeamViewer, I haven't used it too much, but TeamViewer's helped me a lot. But Parsec is just so easy and so quick. Like I could be at my house, and we've done it before where we've had someone control the stream computer, the stream PC from their house. All you have to do is just make sure that the PC is on, and using Parsec, which I just googled Google. I think it's Parsec. Yes, Parsec. Now, Parsec is for PC. That's the only thing. They're supposed to make it work for Mac. And it's actually used for gamers that are able to play games on their computer when they're away from home. Like, if they're traveling, they can still play video games on their computer. But the great idea is you can use it for work now. And the latency is so minimal. It's really freaking crazy. So I can control this PC, sit on the couch over there, and control it. Even though I'm in the same Wi-Fi network, I guess that's why there would be no latency. But yeah, for gaming and 3D apps. But the great thing about that is just using it for a general controlling computer while you're away. So I mean that's for PC. Then TeamViewer for Mac, which helped me. It saved me because there was a time when I had to do a video and upload the video the next day, but I left the audio files on this computer, and something in me told me to just leave the computer on just in case. I could have sworn I had the files, but I didn't. And so using TeamViewer from home, I was able to just log into the computer and open up a browser, WeTransfer, grab the files and throw it in there and send it to myself, instead of having to drive 45 minutes back to the studio, grab the files, drive 45 minutes back home. Like, that's happened before a couple of times, and it's the worst. when you're done with work, go home, relax, and then you have to drive back to work, grab something, drive back home, and then work on it from home. Yeah. So, yeah, those softwares are, yeah, that's awesome. David, what do you use Parsec for? Is it for the gaming stuff or? But yeah, I didn't know about Parsec until recently, and it's so much easier than TeamViewer. So I hope that they can quickly switch over to Mac as well. It's a game changer, I think. Even if it's if you have the studio computer here and you got to do some like mix stuff for, like, I don't know, hypothetically, some mix changes. I guess it's kind of like an iPad, like mix changes from the other room or from something else. Yeah, for a remote desktop and gaming. So yeah, Parsec, Parsec. But again, that's for PC. Eventually they'll be on Mac, but once they are on Mac, I am going to install it on all the stuff. Mac sucks. Yeah. There's the freaking constant back and forth of which one's better, and I just don't know. I just go with the flow. I've given up on figuring out which one's better. A Mac beta. Good. Then they're getting close to getting it sorted. There's another one. I forgot what the other one was called. It's the Mac version of Parsec, different company, but they made it for Mac. That, you know, if Parsec takes too long, I'm just gonna use that. Joke. I will have a joke. And Warren, we did get new Macs. We just haven't swapped them yet. And yeah, it's so true. PC, Mac, both are tools, just how you use them. I do think that the PC runs the streaming stuff a lot smoother. And that's probably just because of, you know, we're able to customize the guts of the PC to what we need it specifically. And we don't use that PC for anything else besides just streaming. And we have gone through some humps, unfortunately, of like streaming and recording at the same time, and that completely like corrupted files, and it just I had to learn with that PC still, like figuring out, you know, oh, it's overworking and how to figure that out and what to do, blah blah blah. Yeah, swapping computers is a pain. I'm not looking forward to having to swap the Mac, because then I'm gonna have to reinstall everything and find out what isn't, like what we need and what we're missing. So Jonathan says, what do you call a Mac on steroids? A Big Mac. And then I have you guys have heard these jokes. I'm sure you have. Warren said a couple of them. These are like your go-to musician jokes. And I just Googled it, and this page came up, and I was like, oh, cool. This is, you know, maybe some of these you guys haven't heard. But like, how do you make a musician complain? Pay them. Ba-doomps. Sorry, that was totally terrible. I was like, I'm thinking about something else while I said that. The delivery was just. But let's see. How many conductors does it take to screw in a light bulb? I'm pretty sure I've heard this one before. I'm sure I might have heard it from Warren. Make you laugh, no pressure. No one knows, because no one ever looks at him. Ba-doomps. Apologies to the conductors of the group. Well, that's not a good joke. How many folk singers does it take to change a light bulb? These are all the light bulb ones. 1 to change it, and 5 to sing about how good the old one was. This is what happens. John is asking if has anyone got a rope. This is what happens when I tell jokes.
Anyone got a rope to hang you? They don't like your jokes?
Oh, man. I tried. I had to use that because I couldn't figure out the audio. Oh, yeah. I figured out the audio, but then the receiver died, so I'm like, all right. I just jumped over there.
Well, we're big, we're bad, we're back. And we're both in black today. It's uniform. I don't know if mine is black. Is mine black or just very dark? Yeah, it is. Sometimes I have the very dark blue ones. All right. Now, that was all of the completed collaboration ones that were done. Did you say there was a few still left in that forum where encouraging people to collaborate?
Yeah, there's a couple of them asking if people could help them out, add drums or something like that. So there are people that need some help in there.
So please go back to that collaborate. Can you post a link to it? If there's drummists out there and other stuff, please go and check out the tracks, and we'll do another collaboration week. If you guys and girls collaborate, we will highlight and talk about it. It's all part of the process. Yep. So Eric will put that link up. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay. We're gonna do a rock track where we're gonna have a whole bunch of different guitar players play on it using some impulse responses. So we will be in contact. Lindsay, have you emailed me? Have I emailed you? We want you to play drums on it because it's gonna be like a pretty rocking track. I think you'd be perfect for it. I don't know if we have your email address. Can you email Eric at producelikeapro.com? You can put me on there as well, Warren at producelikeapro.com, and we'll get that going. Talking of collaborations. All right, excited. Next up is Brian Hamilton. Now we're getting back to mixes. And there's this... Here's my mix of Into You. This one was really fun to mix, although I found getting the vocals to sit right in the mix was really difficult, and it became a bit of a slog in the end. As always, I would appreciate any feedback. It looks like Tom helped out, so did John, and so did Jim. And great collab. Well, not collaboration in that sense, but great community and helping each other out. Only through Instagram. That explains it. So I was trying to find your email. I was in mail this morning going, I'll loop you and Lee together, and I couldn't find you. There's so many ways to communicate now. It gets a little overwhelming. But right, here we go.
Can't get enough of you, no. You turn up the heat some more. Can't help myself when I'm with you. I do know you make me feel like a fool. I'm powerless when I'm with you. What you done to me to mess up my mind? And don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you've put a spell on me. You make a man bow down to all your needs. That's no fighting the voodoo that you bring. I'm crashing into you. What are you waiting for? You see me waiting at the door. I just can't get enough of you. I can see it in your eyes. All you do is hypnotize. Can't escape from what you do. What you done to me to make me go blind? And don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you put a spell on me. You make a man bow down to all of your needs. That's no fighting the voodoo that you bring. I'm crashing into you. What you done to me to mess up my mind? And don't you dare give me those eyes. I'm talking about you. I can't deny you put a spell on me. You make a man bow down to all of your needs.
I really like it. I really like it. I don't remember. I had to ask Eric. I was like, I don't remember the original mix on this. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to Emiliano's. So I can't really comment from a perspective of like how Emiliano did it, which, to be honest, is kind of good. You know, not quite often, all the time. And I was talking to a mixer about this morning, about how as far as what I'm concerned, what makes us completely unique compared with other people is that we don't have a fixed idea of how a mix should sound. And I think one of the advantages is having been done A&R for a couple of different major labels, I can tell you that people don't listen to music like we do. We listen to it like, oh, a bit more 60 hertz on the kick. You know, that's what we do, you know. But people connect on an emotional level. So for me, there's a couple of things. I feel like it's a pop song with heavy rock guitars, or rock guitars, as it were. So this is where we have to really be careful, because my instincts would be on a song like this is like the drums need to be more aggressive. Like when the chorus comes in, I want the guitars to come up and be louder. I want them to be more like, yeah, rock. And then I want the snare to go crang and be aggressive. But this is more Jonas Brothers pop, isn't it? It's more Jonas Brothers rock. They've grown into like these rock kids. Harry Styles, for instance, you know, these are like pop kids that used to be like very sort of super pop and slick that now have brought rock elements to it. And that's what this song is. It's that kind of thing. So this is always going to be a little bit tricky, because you want to have a nod to like rock, but you can't, with a vocal like this, make it like massive, big, aggressive drums with huge guitars. However, I think there's somewhere in the middle. There's somewhere where, there's somewhere where it needs like a bit more excitement coming in the chorus, like just a little bit, that just makes me want to sing along a bit more. Just the guitars are very mid-ranged and very compressed and perfect. I want a little bit more rip your head off, a little bit more high mids, like a tiny, tiny bit. You know, just to make it, just to be a bit more exciting when that chorus comes in. The vocal could come up a little bit in the chorus, but then so could also the aggression on the kick and the snare, just a bit. So I think what we have to do is find that balance where it's more obvious, like, yeah, here's the chorus, but not so, here's the chorus, that it loses the fact that this is a pop rock song, not a rock song, you know? Great. That's it. Those are my notes. I think it's just really, really important when we're mixing songs, producing songs, working with artists, to understand where they fit. You know, making this into like a really aggressive rock song, it's not going to work. It would not be best for the song. But otherwise, excellent work, Brian. Really good. And it's in the right realm, you know. Brian's keeping it in that realm of, you know, Jonas Brothers rock, not, you know, modern Jonas Brothers, not like going back 10 years when it was like super pop, but, you know, that kind of level. Great work. All right, next up is Keith Kelsey, our fellow brother in progressive rock. And Keith says, I downloaded the multitracks this ages ago, but never got round to doing anything with it. I used Logic Pro X and had developed the Billy Decker template based on his Pro Tools setup, replacing some plugins. Then I did have such as using some of the FabFilter plugins and Waves H delay. I've added some elements such as effects and a kick drum on the downbeat after the middle 8 before the last verses. I hope you enjoy. Wonderful. All right, here we go. Keith Kelsey's Warm.
Wake up in the morning, jump right out of bed. Rain is at our window, fall is here again. Darling, quit your yawning, sleep some other time. It's such a lovely morning to run around outside. I don't wanna wait for summer to come, 'cause I'm warming up with you in my arms. Some might say the cold is no fun, but I'm song doesn't that song. I wanna wait for summer to come. I wanna wait for summer to come. I wanna wait for summer to come. 'Cause I'm warming up with you in my arms. Some might say the cold is no more fun, but I'm warming up. Yes, I'm warming up with you in my arms.
I really like it. It's interesting because, okay, if you go back to the top, I wasn't reading your comments, so I don't know what everybody else is going to say, so I might contradict some stuff. But yeah, the vocals could definitely be a little louder in places just because it's super pop, but at the same time, they're not quiet. So the snare's super snappy, very SSL-y, pap, pap, pap. Let's have a listen.
Wake
And it's kind of got the very modern kind of thing to it.
Wake up in the morning, jump right out of bed. Rain is at our window.
It's an interesting one because the kick is very sample heavy. Goo-goo, goo-goo. It's kind of got that goo-goo thing where the snare has got like that ish. It's, let's keep listening.
To run around outside. I don't wanna wait for summer to come.
So Chris is commenting on what I just said there. Yeah, it feels like the kick is maybe just a little bit too... The snare, I don't mind the modernness, but the kick does feel a little sample heavy considering it's Warren's attempt at playing reggae. You know, it's me playing the reggae parts, the groove and everything. You know, the song was called Warm. I just immediately thought Caribbean or Caribbean, depending on where you are. Chris says the same thing. I could handle the snare how it is, but the hi-hat splashes all over it.
No fun, but I'm warming up. Yes, I'm warming up with you in my arms. Put on that old raincoat and jump right in the mud.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I agree. I think that's the main thing. I think actually the vocal in the choruses is fine. I initially felt like it could come up because it started so loud in the verses, but it stays pop. For me, it's just how can we get it to just feel more kind of like heavy on the low end on the bass, just a little bit dialed in more there. Get the kick a bit more like rounded and old school, like Chris is suggesting, and I think we'll have something good. Yeah, like Peter says, it's mainly the drums. Yeah, I think just oomph on the low end of the kick, a little bit more roundness on the low end of the bass, and I can live with the snare being that oich, oich kind of sound. But Keith, great work. I mean, you don't have to do too many notes there. I think everybody's saying the same thing. Yeah. I'm not sure the compression on the drums is necessarily bad. I think with the kick being sample based, it's doing the same hit over and over again. I think it's getting a little bit more of the natural kick in there. Otherwise, great. And Keith, you're a rock star. You're the one that got me talking about Van de Graaff Generator, and we got on a prog rock conversation. All right, Christopher Thompson, How Deep Is Your Love is next. And Christopher says, here's my mix of How Deep Is Your Love. This is my first true hybrid mix using some outboard gear for flavor and compression. I spent a lot of time editing on this one, as well as some tuning, some timing, and some squeaks, etc. Thanks to those who provided feedback via chat, especially Fernando Ferrero, who helped with a few finer details. Any additional feedback is always appreciated and welcome. Very nice. I love this song. I'm glad you're covering it. Mixing it, I should say.
I know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. Then you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm with your love, and then softly leave. Well, it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to love.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. What a wonderful song. Did you put a link up to it, did you?
I did, but I'm gonna put it.
I don't remember. Did this originally have drums on it? Anybody remember? I don't remember it having drums on it. Am I crazy? Da, 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 da. Did it originally have drums on it? Was this Oh.
We're good.
Screen just fell over. Boom, boom, gah. Is it working?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Like everything's fine. Crack. It did have drums on it. Okay, cool. I didn't remember. It's just kick, snare, and hi-hat ride separately. Okay, cool. So I think for me, it's the drums, and I don't know what people were talking about. It's been ages, sorry, from this song. I would pull them back. They're very, they sound very programmed. I don't know if that's sample heavy. It was a mic test mic.
Belong to you and me.
I believe in you. You know the
I've got to check something here. Sorry. Do you remember which one it was, Eric? How Deep Is Your Love? It was... sorry, everybody. Seems it's the second to last one. Let's make sure we get this right. It was a one mic. Did we have How Deep?
The Rupert Neve, Shelford 5025. That's what we did.
Shelford. Sorry, I want to get some context. Jules Shelford?
Yeah.
100%.
How deep is your love? I really need to know. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down.
my very soul.
The wonders of YouTube. So this is YouTube playing through YouTube. Goodness knows what it sounds like at the other end.
'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me.
Well, I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. My savior when I fall.
And you may not think I care for you, but you know deep inside that I really do. Well, it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need.
Okay. I was just, I don't normally do this to go back to the original to figure it out. And obviously YouTube playing through YouTube probably sounds dreadful by the time we're just playing it through here and it's going back again. I can't imagine how that sounds. But anyway, to cut a long story short, I think the reason why I listened to it was to refresh because I didn't remember the drum part. And it's basically because we made on the original one, we made the drum part like incidental. And I think that's the secret here, Christopher. It's just because it's just it's like such a straightforward, simple groove. I think it needs to be a little bit more about the vocals, like you did at the beginning, and just sit those drums into it, so they're just a little bit more kind of, incidental, help drive it along rather than being so upfront. I mean, that's the main thing for me. Again, it's an automation thing, like we talked about in other mixes today.
We belong to you and me.
I believe in you. You know the door to
Because it's like, I believe in you. It's got a swing to it, and the drums don't. They're just playing on it. So they just need to sit in the mix, just a little bit more. Just make them sort of incidental. Joey's saying brushes. Yeah, you could put a... da, 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 da. Yeah, soften the attack, says Paul. Yeah, Steve did a lot of backgrounds as well. So yeah, it's just getting it to just be a little bit more in the track. Yeah, Chris says he likes the tones. He said just maybe boost the low end a little bit. Do that possibly, and then just sit them in. Just bring them into the track. So they're just providing a pulse and less of, more focused. Otherwise, I think you did a great job. I would bring up the backgrounds. I think that's something that Steve does, which is absolutely unique.
When you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm with your love and then softly leave. Well, it's me you need to show.
Show me how deep is your love.
Your love, how deep is your
Yeah, there it feels like drums, bass, vocals, and the guitars become a little bit incidental. Oh yeah, no, you can feature her, not a problem. Katie's one of my favorite singers. I mean, we work with her for a reason. We work with a lot of artists, and there's a lot of different people we could work with. But we love Katie. She, as Lauren said earlier, I did see that comment near the beginning. Her work ethic is second to none. As she plays 3 to 4 times a week, every single week. She plays hotels. She goes and plays like on 3rd Street Promenade. She does all the things that people don't want to do in order to pay the bills. And she's completely successful as a musician. She pays all of her bills, lives on her own, has a nice apartment, pays everything by being a professional musician. She's an example of what you can do if you put your heart and soul into it. She lives as a middle-class life and is a professional musician without being a household name. So yeah, Christopher, find those drums and just sit them into the mix a little bit more. And I think it'll be absolutely superb. And don't be afraid to feature the backgrounds a little bit more. But I get it. Feature Katie. She's incredible. Great work. And thanks everybody's comments, all echoing the same thing. Christopher says there's parts in there where you can hear her smiling. Yeah. Yeah, she definitely focused on being healthy. Yeah, good people. We try our darndest to always work with the best people. Not just talent level, but also personality and into the idea of giving and helping each other. Glenn says, hi at Warren and Plappers communities. My first mix submission. Oh, this is it. This is the last one. In the Plapp forums, I really appreciate any feedback on my mix of Keep It Together. There are a lot of guitar tracks, but I felt like they all served an important purpose. So I worked to make space for each of them in the mix using automation and EQ. As for the vocals, I didn't actually use the Echoplex or H3000 effects. That's perfectly fine. Instead, I created my own subtle vocal delay. Wonderful. It looks like Russell says, can you set sharing options so it doesn't require blah, blah, blah. And then it looks like Eric got in there. There was problems with listening to it. And then Jörg got in and helped as well. Fantastic. You guys and girls rock. Here it is, the last one for the week.
It all started when my cousin brought you for summer. Long legs and hair like strawberry fields.
Absolutely superb. It's interesting. I really enjoyed the the sound of the bass. It was fantastic. The kick feels like it. There's something about that punchy bass that was realized, but the kick needs to be underneath. You know, I'm going to say this, like scooped underneath. I want to hear a 60 point on it, but I want to hear like 40 come up with it. But it still needs to be around about 60. Karen's saying not hearing the articulation. I mean, you could put a bit of 3K on that for just a little bit of, you know, fingers on the strings, just a little bit. That could be really nice. But it's interesting. It is the bass and kick relationship. And if you're new here or this is your first mix or something, it's something that everybody overcomes. We have a lot of people here that have been in other, academies or groups or whatever. And it's the first thing that we notice is that there's a real lack of proper teaching, tuition, learning in the low end stuff. And if you can get your low end right, you can have some fun with the mid range and try different ideas about. But if you get that low end really right, it will make it sound very, hate this word, but I'm going to use it, professional. It's going to sound really like glue together on the low end. So for me, it does need that subbiness of the kick. It needs the bass. I agree with Karen, a little bit more definition. Remember, it's the 750, 850, 1K, 1.5. But sometimes I just do little peaks in those areas just to nose it up, just like a little bit more nose. But 3K with a wide kind of cue does give you kind of a pick or a fingers on the bass. So you could put a bit of 3K on there. And then once you've done that, you might be able to turn the bass down a dB, or at least 3/4 of a dB, because now you have more articulation on it. It won't need to be as loud, which will also help your kick drum because you'll have more room down there for the low end. Wonderful work. And what a wonderful way to finish up. For those of you that did the collaborations, please send Eric the multi-tracks. And if you can, any kind of breakdown, little short videos is most welcome, because then people can see what they've done, what you've all done. Wonderful work. What a great week. So long, everybody. Mac Weiss did put out a course on ProMix Academy today, and as a PLAP members, and he sells it on his own page for 57, so we're doing it there. But of course, because you're Academy members, you know, you'll get 25% off. So you put PLAPA 25, which is PLAPA 25. It's always great doing stuff with Matt. He's an incredible teacher. It's about mixing with emotion. It's basically about not worrying about what plugin you've got and more about like what feel you're trying to create. It's a really good course, and he's a wonderful guy. And we'll get more stuff of his in here as well. I know we've already had like 3 courses with him inside Produce Like a Pro Academy. We'll get more. But get this one. He'll appreciate it. I like helping him out. He's a good guy. He's one of us. He's a really wonderful guy. All right, everybody. So long, farewell, la wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, adio. I don't know. I'm going to put that course link up because I'm just that kind of guy. Where is it? Here it is. And it is here. All right. Thanks, everyone. You rock.